you got Aircel.
I was very successful. The politicians intervened and I lost my company.
How much money did you make out of Aircel?
3,400 crore. If I would have sold it to AT&T, I would have got 8 billion.
So there was pressure that you should sell the company.
To a particular person.
What is happening to Vodafone Idea? Why they are not winning?
Vodafone may not win, but it is good for the country if Vodafone wins. Because they will make sure that all of them bring technology to India.
How do people lose money?
Most of the companies in the last 50 years become bankrupt because they could not manage the cash flow.
In India, doctors don't focus on preventive healthcare.
Preventive wellness is not taught in medical colleges. How can they tell something what they don't have? The Indians' number one cause of death is heart attack, and it is totally preventable. You just take your APOB, keep it under 30 to 40. You will not get heart attack for 10 years.
You and Ratan Tata sir, you were in a plane and an engine failed. Today's episode is very interesting because for the first time we've gotten someone who has taught us how to not lose money, because he became a billionaire and then lost it all. How, why, what happened? That is what we're going to uncover in today's episode. Our today's guest is someone who has gotten too many things for the first time in India, and that led him to become the billionaire. He has built so many successful billion-dollar business, but he went to bankruptcy. And now he's coming back again in building India's first biohacking center, where he promises he'll be helping people reversing their age. In today's episode, we figured out how he has built Aircel and why Aircel failed. What are some major reasons which most successful companies lose all their money? What is happening in Vodafone Idea, which is affecting the entire business and ecosystem in the country? But before we cover all of these things, I want you to open your mind and think about that this episode is about learning from a man who knows how to go from $0 to $1 billion, then coming back to zero and then bouncing back and building it again. So it's a very interesting episode. Watch it till the end. Before you start watching it, go subscribe Raj Shamani Clips and Raj Shamani Shorts channel, because there we put out small clips from this large episode to try to make you a better and insightful person in short amount of time. The whole audio experience of this episode is available on Spotify. Go follow us there as well. Enjoy the show. You know, when I first spoke to you, after that, I was very fascinated and I did a lot of research, and I found out that you are one of those persons in India who has been first at many things. You were the first one to bring undersea cable. You were the first one to disrupt telecom in the very early stage in India when we were going through it. You were the first one to get coffee business by the name of barista in India, right? You have done so many things for the first time, and now you're doing with anti-aging. All of this, right? What is there in you that you are able to identify trends or business opportunities even before they become very obvious to other people?
It's very simple. You know, when you ask me a question pricing me my mobile phone, or my computer business, Siva Computer, or my coffee business, or my satellite business, or my submarine cable business, your readers will think I have achievement. No. It's very simple. Life is equal to time, time is equal to money, and life is equal to money. So from the beginning, I was fortunate to be born in India. And then I saw a lot of people. And then I decided I will dig deep and discover the unmet needs of the people, the unmet needs of India, and convert that into a viable business proposition and execute it in a way where I exceed the expectations of the people in terms of price, performance, quality, and delivery. I want to contribute for them. That was my goal. But that is why today you take the entire 1.4 billion Indians, there is not a single customer will be dissatisfied with me. See, I might not be competing Elon Musk or Bill Gates or anything. But if there is a survey which says, is Siva products was good, did you get benefited, I will score more than anyone.
You're so confident?
I'm very confident because my aim is to treat every customer as Maharaja. So I always designed products without worried about price and then bring down the price for affordability.
So the question is,
Yes.
How can someone find this unmet need of people?
It's very
How
easy.
to identify that?
It's very easy. See, for example, right now I am in the preventive wellness. Let us look at doctors. See, India has got more than 600,000 actively practicing doctors. And all of them die in an average age of 61 to 63. And the probable cause of death is heart attack, blood pressure, or some cancer. And in case they don't die, the last 10 years they suffer because of stability, mobility, and endurance.
Doctors.
Yes, doctors. See, I want your readers to know that I'm not a doctor. But think of it like this. I decided to mentor AIWO be a clinic which will treat only doctors. My idea is not to treat this entire 1.4 billion people. I want to treat only doctors and I want to treat the hospital owners. Because the owners know that they cannot be treated by their own doctors for preventive wellness. If they want to live 95 and if they want to live a good life.
Okay.
Now what happens? People call me crazy. The reason I want to treat doctors is to teach them the new techniques of 2024 and also give them a software to autonomously run their patients. So when they see the benefit, they are the people who can help the patients. See, for example, the Indians' number one cause of death, other than cancer, is heart attack. And it is totally preventable.
Okay. Heart attack is preventable.
And then you can also have a 10-year hurdle rate. Okay. It is so easy to predict. You just take your APOB.
Okay.
Check that APOB. Keep it under 30 to 40. You will not get heart attack for 10 years.
Really?
Really. And it is so simple.
So you found out this insight that in India, one of the leading cause is heart attack.
Yeah.
And it can be preventable.
Yes.
And so you should focus on preventive medicine.
Yes, because it is better to prevent an accident rather to repair you after the accident. Okay.
Yes.
People who have suffered 2 times COVID, they will all get into 99 side effects. The first side effect is, brain fog.
Really?
And 70% of the Indians are suffering with brain fog. Can you say what is 2219 without calculator? Most of the people will give the number 421. The way they will calculate is 10 into 220, 440, 440 then divide by 19 because the hippocampus is not supporting them. To keep the memory and to when they call back, get the memory.
Out of 440 minus
19. But actually, you should deduct only 22. The correct answer is 418. Okay, most of the readers, ask them to do the test. Then they will see that they have brain fog. And that is a number one problematic function because of COVID.
Okay, question on your business side. Tell me concept of Aircel.
Yeah, concept of the Aircel was very simple. You see, 40 years before, or let us say when Marconi or whoever is invented telephone or radio or anything, they removed the distance from you. Whether I am talking to you in front of you, I talk from America to you, the telephone removed the distance between you and me.
Yeah.
What the mobile phone did, you can be traveling in a plane and I can be cycling, sitting in a car with 100 kilometer speed, and it allowed us to communicate.
Yeah.
The intention of starting Aircel was to make, at that time, there was no Skype, there was no WhatsApp and everything. See, you need to think like the Bhagavad Gita. See, for example, you want to understand Bhagavad Gita, you need to think like Arjuna's state of mind.
Okay.
A person who suffers under the sun only can appreciate air conditioning. A person who is thirsty will appreciate water. A person who is hungry will appreciate the food.
Yeah.
So to understand Bhagavad Gita, you need Arjuna's state of mind. To understand 25 years before Telecom, you need to have that state of mind. So I decided that people should make call all over India, one price, one country, one call. And we should make absolutely free in the night because the switches were free. I implemented it. I was very successful. And success had a problem. The politicians intervened and I lost my company.
So you lost, how much money did you make out of Aircel?
I just made a paltry sum of 3,400 crore. If I would have sold it to AT&T, I would have got 8 billion.
Why didn't you sell it?
I can't.
Why?
Because India is not like this. Today, no one can pressurize you.
But earlier it was like that?
Absolutely.
So there was pressure
that
you should sell the company.
To a particular person.
Who did you sell to?
I sent it to Malaysia, Anantakrishnan.
Okay.
And finally, he couldn't run. He lost 4-5 billion. And the Indian banks lost 25,000 crore because of Aircel.
But then because of the other person who couldn't
Anantakrishnan gave guarantees to Standard Chartered Bank and foreign banks. Anantakrishnan has not given guarantees to
Indian banks.
And I believe he gave guarantee to State Bank, but State Bank was good enough to tell, and they returned their personal guarantees. So no bank has got any money back from Aircel.
Okay. And
that is my belief. I don't know and I don't want to enter into any issues.
So there was a pressure to sell the business because you were becoming big?
Yes. And anyway, I feel happy.
But
it's okay, it's all old stories.
Yeah. So in India, earlier, if you build a large business...
That is 10 years back.
10 years.
Now you build a business, no one can pressurize you.
Really?
Yeah. Now it is liberalized India. You can do what you want. See, my complaint is not that they forced me to sell. The complaint is they should have allowed me to sell to Aircel. Aircel to AT&T, who offered me 8 billion.
Oh. So you were not allowed to sell it to anyone you wanted.
The person I want.
In Aircel, you had competitors like Sunil Mittal of Airtel, Mukesh Ambani of Jio.
Mr. Mukesh Ambani was not even in that business at that time.
And Mukesh Ambani was not your competitor.
Mr. Mukesh Ambani, in fact, he is a good friend. I met him. In fact, Venkatramanan, the previous finance secretary, introduced him. That time, there were no private planes under. We used to stand in Air India queues. He used to come at my back and say, "Hello, Siva." He is a very nice person. I wish him all the best. I have all the prizes for him.
So at that time, everyone was flying in Air India only, no private jet?
No private.
Did you have a private jet?
I had 4 of them.
4 of them? Which one your first business jet?
It's a very interesting story. See, I and Mr. Ratan Tata traveled from Delhi on an experimental visit of BBJ to India.
BBJ is?
Boeing business jet. 737 plane where you travel 130 people. That is only for 18 people. They make a bedroom. They make a sitting room, dining room, like that.
Wow.
And Mr. Tata was kind enough to invite me to join with him. And met. Interestingly, when we traveled, we met the Boeing chairman. And we landed in Mumbai. We were saying bye-bye. The chairman said, Mr. Tata, you should buy a BBJ. You know, Mr. Tata suddenly looked at me. This guy Siva can buy. I don't know whether he joked or seriously said, but whatever Tata says, I'm a Tata fan. And Ratan is a great man. So I said, yes. I looked at the chairman and told him, thinking that he won't be able to deliver a plane to me. I told him, if you deliver me a plane in 1 week, I'll buy one.
Okay.
My bad luck or good luck, somebody has ordered a plane. It's called Whitetail. It was ready. So Boeing offered me in 1 week. As a businessman, where I keep my commitments, I bought the plane.
Okay, tell me, you were telling me about that you and Ratan Tata, sir, you were in a plane and then engine failed. What was that story?
Oh, from Singapore, we were going to Seychelles. I was sleeping. The plane, one engine failed.
Of your plane?
Not my plane, yeah.
Okay.
This is Tata Group plane.
Okay.
Okay, good plane. Okay. I was sleeping, I was tired. The Tata secretary woke me up. I thought that, okay, Seychelles has come. He said, Siva, we have a problem. One engine failed. So we went in. I said, what is the problem? I said, if the other engine also fails, we'll die. It will take 30 minutes, we'll die. So I decided that in 30 minutes, we will die. So I wrote an email to my son and gave my password of my Gmail account. I told him I wish that I would live longer and take care and see many things. That time my son was not married. But I am reconciled to the fact, death time, nobody chooses. On the appointed time, whether you are in the bed or wherever you are, you have to leave.
Yeah.
It is inevitable. So I never made any emotions or anything. But the only person who was very strong than me was Mr. Ratan Tata.
He was not panicking when the...
No. Chilled silence. Absolutely.
Engine failed and he was not panicking.
Failed, he is not panicking. He said, let the pilots do the job. Then the pilot came back and told me that we are 160 kilometers to Colombo. So we asked if we land in the sea, is a helicopter down? No, Sri Lanka doesn't have that kind of facilities to send helicopter down. Luckily, the second engine has not failed. But 1 minute before landing, that pilot made me to suffer. I was seeing from the plane, the whole airport was lighted and all the ambulance was standing, firefighters were standing. So I asked the pilot why it is lighted and everything. He said, sometimes when the plane comes, it will burn. Oh, to save us. He said, no, to save the plane. We will die. We will be roasted. But nothing happened like that.
Okay, one quick question because we're talking about Ratan Tata, sir. What is so special about Ratan Tata, sir?
Selflessness. Patriotic. Very balanced person. I am always after money. I am never... money is a byproduct for Mr. Ratan Tata. His objective was excellence. His objective was country. Like Ratan Tata can think, what I can do good to the country. How can I do that? Let it take 20 years. He was putting seeds into this country for a banyan tree. I don't have that kind of mentality. I was looking for the byproduct. The byproduct I was looking was his money. So when I want to do something good to the people, of course, I will also do good. Okay.
But Ratan Tata...
But not to the standards of Ratan Tata.
He only wants to do good.
And of course, it's a publicly limited company. I have never signed a personal guarantee to anybody. Whatever transactions I have done with Tata Group, for everything I have given personal guarantee.
Why?
In Tata, no, because Ratan Tata said, people will say that you are my friend. I favored you. So please give personal guarantee. How can I look at a selfless man, okay, to say, no, I cannot give? So if you look into my history of 67 years, the only personal guarantee I gave
was to Tata Group.
For Tatas.
And then...
Okay, exception is only one. Then I gave, by mistake, to Bihari. Because in Bahrain contract of Aircel, Bahrain has put, within 5 years, for whatever reason, the government of India cancels the license, you should return our money. Government of India, I thought, why it will cancel? This Raja Telecom minister came. I don't know whether he did wrong or right. Only the courts has to say. The Supreme Court, without hearing me, without being a party, they cancelled Aircel license. It is against Article 14, right of equity. So we went to Supreme Court. Supreme Court agreed. Okay, here is a problem. This problem is like Ramayana. In Ramayana, Ram pressed a squirrel. Squirrel is not making noise. So Ram asked a squirrel, why you are not making noise? He said, when others press, I used to say, Ram, Ram, save me. Now Supreme Court itself pressed me. How can I make a noise? By mistake only. Then we told Supreme Court, I was not a party. I was a whistleblower. I was stupid enough to write a letter to Government of India that 1,76,000 crores you're losing. So they cancelled my license also. And the funny thing is, it is 4 years, 11 months, 23 days over. If they cancelled my license after 8 days, then I have no problem with Bahrain Telecom. So they filed a case against me in London court. They got an order for 200 million. One side, 4,000 crore is bleeding, which is affecting all my businesses. One side, they said, you have to pay me $200 million. Where do I find money? I had a Seychelles passport. They went to Seychelles court. I accepted gracefully to become bankrupt.
And then you declared bankruptcy.
I have not declared. The court declared. I declared myself as a bankrupt billionaire.
Bankrupt billionaire. Why do you say so?
Because to declare yourself as a bankrupt billionaire, first you have to make $1 billion. And then you have to lose it without you making any mistake.
Without you making
any mistake. I fulfill these two conditions.
Your one mistake, okay, that you made and you became a personal guarantor. What was the deal where you became personal guarantor in Tata Group?
I guaranteed for Tata Group.
What did you sell? What did you borrow?
I guaranteed for two things. My previous company, after I left the company, they took a loan against TTSL shares. Their own company shares only. Okay. And I guaranteed. They were kind enough to help that company when we were in serious problem.
Okay.
Second thing I guaranteed is when they took the investment from Japan, in case we have to return the money, what happened to like Bahrain Telecom? Tatas has to return, but Tatas were smart. They wrote only 50%.
And the rest 50% were you?
No, not 50. In that a little proportion. Okay. See, when I signed the guarantee, I was an elephant. But when the guarantee money, they returned to Japan, I become an ant. So where can I fulfill all that obligation? But I am very grateful to Mr. Ratan Tata and Tata Group. They treated me nicely. If I have to retire when I have 95 years, I recollect all our good memories. I have excellent memories with the Tata Group. And I wish them all the best.
Okay, another person who you were very close with was PM Vajpayee.
Not close.
Okay.
See, when I remember the fond memories. Whenever Mr. Vajpayee used to see me, he used to say, no problem. You know the reason? I used to tell him no problem. So he used to joke with me. When he see me, he won't say Siva. He used to call me Siva. He helped my Telecom. One time, my file was not moving. When I went and told him, he called all of them. And said, you can't do this to a young entrepreneur. He made all the 17 people to come and made them approve in 2 days. What the injustice that was done to me, he gave a justice.
Okay, talking about this and telecom business, a question. What is happening to Vodafone Idea? Why they are not winning?
Vodafone is there are only 2 people in the market. So, it is my personal opinion. Vodafone may not win whatever they invest. But it is good for the country if Vodafone wins.
Why?
Because they will make sure that all of them bring technology to India. See, one great thing about India, the business may fail, business may win, but they all benefit India.
Yeah. So,
see, once you understand GST, once you understand the compliance of income tax, India is benefited in every way. And it is good for India.
But, so there are 2 behemoths, right? Airtel, Jio, both are backed by large family houses, billionaires. Same as Vodafone Idea. Idea is backed by Mr. Birla, right?
You see, there is a difference between Birla
and
Ambani's.
What's the difference?
Ambani's are committed to telecom. Birla is not committed to telecom. I won't say he is not committed. He is not passionate in telecom.
Okay. Wherever he's passionate, he's building great things.
He has built a great company.
Okay. Question was, which country is best to live? Now that you have lived in so many different countries.
My reply, nobody will like except me. The best country to live, if you are blessed, is India. India is not a country. That is the biggest problem.
Meaning?
Because I own a Seychelles passport. Let me tell Indians. I am also an Indian. I have a OCA card.
Yeah.
India is not a country. It is better than Europe. See, in Europe, Germany is there. We have a Kerala here. In Europe, Spain is there. We have Tamil Nadu here. In Europe, how many countries are there? Like that, how many states are there? The only advantage is we don't need to have 35 prime ministers, 35 people. You have United EU and UK. All these things we don't need to have. And look at our medical system. According to me, the world's best medical system is India.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you
I'll tell you the
say
problem. In UK, you want to have a knee surgery. Your appointment will be 3 months. Sucks. In India, in Bihar, in Odisha, any place, you get a doctor immediately and you get operated. Now, which country is better? The only thing I feel sorry for our doctors in India is they are underpaid.
They're underpaid.
Yes. The customer doesn't want to pay. When it comes to cricket, he want to pay a 7,000 rupees pavilion ticket in black market for 22,500. I was told for final match it is 50,000.
Yeah.
But a good doctor, MD, he spent 15 years in training and makes the thing, he gives 2,000 rupees. And the doctor never demands anything more. They're doing great service.
But there's a problem which a lot of doctors, HNI, and a lot of people are complaining about in India, that doctors don't focus on preventive healthcare.
See,
they don't tell you, they will tell you, okay, now that you've gotten a heart attack, how to fix it. But they don't tell you that how not to get heart attack. If the biggest problem is heart attacks in India, what can I do today so that in next 10 years I cannot have
Let
heart
me
attack.
divide your question into three. People complaining. Recently, I went to a bhaji shop in Chennai.
Okay.
I was eating 99.9% of time healthy. So I decided to eat unhealthy
Okay.
to test. Or rather, I had an inner desire to become sick.
Okay.
I was stupid and foolish at the same time. So I used the time to go to eat bhaji. And the bhaji guy met me. Sir, I never thought that you will eat bhaji. I said, I will eat bhaji. He said, I'll make a fresh bhaji for you. But when he's making fresh bhaji, he complained about Prime Minister Modi. He complained about the Chief Minister. He complained about cricket, IPL. He complained about everything. And he told solutions for everything. But the only thing is, he has not made bhaji correctly. Indians have got an habit of complaining. Because Indians doesn't want anything. Indians want not only everything, things which is not possible also. Preventive wellness is not taught in medical colleges. Till 2024, what is today? April 9th. They don't teach. Okay. Third thing, they don't practice. How can they tell something what they don't have? I come to your house. You have only wheat atta in your house. You will give me chapati. If I ask you for idli and you don't have idli though, can you give idli? See, we are asking doctors what they don't know.
Yeah.
All these things I expect to change in the next 10 years. I am entering into a business which is certified wellness.
Certified wellness.
And I am entering into a business what is called outcome-based service.
Okay. What does it mean?
Okay. First, I will explain you what is certified wellness. You take a blood test. Your vitamin D is not optimized. Your AST, ALT, or gamma GT, which is a determination of your mortality and morbidity, is high. You keep the report. You come to me. Within 90 days, I will fix all this problem. Then you go and take another blood test. You compare yourself. The computer will compare. Now you are certified that you got rid of your gamma GT problem, your AST problem, ALT problem. Okay. Your high resolution C-reactive protein has to be less than 1. Okay. Your HOMA-IR, you have a problem, we fix it. Okay. Your cholesterol problem, we fix it. Your glycosylated hemoglobin problem, we fix it. We teach you how you control your sugar. And then we hold your hand and take you the promised place. Okay. You know, previously I answered one of your questions. I told you, you know where you want to be. You know you are not there. So I will hold your hand and take you there and help you to stay there. The last two things are important.
Very important.
It is not only important, I hold your hands and take you there, and after 3 months again you are back to normal. No. I will hold you.
Okay, quick 2 questions.
Yeah.
Okay. One is, what is that one fruit? If you're talking about health, what is the one fruit that people can eat to improve their health?
I will answer your question, but unfortunately, I am in dilemma. If you are rich, one fruit you should take is blueberry. If you are poor, the one fruit you should take is pomegranate. I'm sorry, because I am not God to make you poor to rich, or I am not a God to make rich as poor. You are blessed. Okay. Blueberry is a powerhouse. It will fix your neurological problem, skin problem, health problem, every problem.
How many blueberries in a day?
The recommended dosage is 70 grams. Okay. In fact, in order to help, India recently signed with America, they reduced the duty from 30% to 10%. I want to congratulate government. See, people do not understand the blueberry, so they are not able to appreciate.
Yeah.
I take blueberry 70 grams a day, or 8 grams of freeze-dried blueberry I take.
Okay. So
Okay.
pomegranate.
Pomegranate, other alternative is also good. If you take pomegranate, that also does that job. That is a good fruit.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So moving forward, fruit happened. What about vegetables?
Vegetable, it is very simple. Yeah. The powerhouse of the vegetable is broccoli.
Okay.
And the good thing about broccoli is available in India. Initially, when the broccoli was introduced, our Indian woman doesn't know how to cook. So they don't buy. Right now, tandoori broccoli
is very famous.
Okay. However, whatever way you cook cauliflower, okay, you can cook broccoli.
So you change.
Take broccoli.
What are the other two veggies? If top three veggies you have to give.
Then you should take a orange sweet potato.
Orange sweet potato.
See, the sweet potato, the difference between sweet potato and orange sweet potato is, orange sweet potato has got 1,410 times more vitamin A. So you eat 2 times, your eye will be protected. And the reason sweet potato is sweet is not by sugar. It has got an enzyme over the ordinary potato. You should not eat ordinary potato at all.
Okay.
Both calories are same. But sweetness is sweet potato. But you should eat orange sweet potato. Now it started growing in Odisha. So it is a good thing.
Okay.
That orange sweet potato.
What's the third vegetable?
Third vegetable, you can eat any green vegetable.
Okay.
But people who have money, they can eat kale. They can also eat 3-4 days plant of broccoli spears.
Broccoli sprouts.
They can eat.
Okay.
And cheaper alternative for poor people is moringa leaves. It is a powerhouse.
Okay. Don't you think all these things that you're talking about, wellness and making people's health better, it's very expensive?
No.
Wellness is not expensive.
No. Here is people don't understand. I will tell you a story. Every child in India knows pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza has got a base. And then toppings. The base and the fundamental thing of wellness is free. I really don't understand people. Okay. What is free? Air is free. Okay.
Air is making you well.
Air.
Air is making people...
You breathe. When you join in the MBBS course, in the first class, first professor who comes to teach, he will say, every cell has to be oxygenated. In fact, in my practice as a biohacker, when customer comes, I first think of his VO2 max and his grip sting. These are the two things that it determines his longevity.
Okay.
So, the interesting thing is, if you know how to breathe, and if you can sleep for 8.5 hours, 9 hours a day, your score is 80. All these food supplements, other principles, all comes only 20 marks. And you know what is the funny thing? You won't get any marks on that 20 marks unless you do the 80 marks. Because it is like your base is not there. Where do you cook your pizza? Okay, you can spend 100 crores for your health. You cannot be healthy unless you fix your hair. And what is the principle of breathing? The principle of breathing is not deep breathing.
Then?
You see, many people by mistake, without understanding science, they think. You take breath. 3 seconds or 4 seconds. The principle of breathing, I'll tell you. You take air through your nose because there's a sensor in your nose which tells your brain how much of air is going inside.
Okay.
So don't do mouth breathing.
Okay.
You will die. You will lose at least 7 years of your life. And people, by the way, who is having mouth breathing, put a tape. And your body will convert yourself within 30 days to breathe through the nose.
Really?
You can try 3M. Scope is there. Don't worry about emergencies. When you open your mouth, it will split.
Got it.
And actually, I would have released that. Then people will think that Siva stopped talking. In the breathing, you take 3 seconds and then breathe out for 12 seconds. So it is like this. The breathing out is the exercise.
Not breathing in.
Now add a small resistance to that by the tool. You are doing a perfect exercise. Muscle exercise for the breathing muscles. The second interesting thing, I am sitting with you in a podcast. I need energy immediately.
Yeah.
Do double breathing like children crying.
Okay.
I have more energy now. It is as simple as that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me, I have last 2-3 questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Very important questions. How do people lose money? What's the biggest mistake they make?
You see, the biggest people lose money. I have a slogan. So don't make a judgment of what I say. Even fools can make money. Only intelligent will know how to keep it. When I made my 2 billion, I proved to this world I am a fool who can make 2 billion. But I couldn't prove myself I am intelligent by keeping it.
What do you think you made?
Because you get a state of mind. At that time, you change friends, you change the environment, you change your intention, and then take a risk. Of course, in my case, I am driving a car. I have not hit anybody. Some other car came and hit me. Then I have to agree it's an act of God. See, I have been hit by Supreme Court and 2G scam. I am not a part of the scam. I am the whistleblower of the scam. But I paid my price. And I accept it humbly. Because we cannot question God. Why you punish me? Because I never questioned him when he gave me 2 billion. If I have the humbleness of questioning him, the God, when he gave me my 2 billion, I can question him now why you made me to lose. I don't have the privilege. Okay.
You've seen it?
Most of the people make business because they underestimate their strength. They overestimate the luck. Most of the companies in the last 50 years become bankrupt, not because it was not profitable, because they could not manage the cash flow. See, suppose one guy is selling idli. He himself making 100 idli, selling. Suddenly the demand came for 2,000 idlis. Now you need to buy a machine. You need to store the idli. You need to have place of service. So then he expands. Then he found there is no cash. He burns out the cash and he dies. That is the problem.
Cash flow.
Yeah.
By the way, let's say in India, do you think this concept will work where you are talking about, I will fix you today so that 10 years from now you don't face a problem, right? That is something that you're trying to do. You have launched.
What I am trying to do, you are aged 20 years. I will fix your muscle problem today. At the age of 30, I will fix your cognition problem. Okay. And I will fix 97% of Indians suffer with cellular inflammation. They won't pass the omega-3 test because of the seed oil consumption that they had. I will fix that problem. I will handhold you till you are 95.
So you are running world's first anti-aging center.
World's best. First is next. Okay. I am helping people to reduce their biological age. You bring anyone, you measure today. You give the patient to me. in 90 days, I will reduce 2.5 years of biological life.
Your Indian Brand Johnson?
No, I won't say
You're
I am an
67,
Indian
you look
Brian
fit.
Johnson. Okay, let me explain you. I respect Brian Johnson. I exchange emails with him. I have spoken to him in a video call. I talked about HRV to him, and I like him. I don't know really why people make negative comments about him. He is an adorable guy.
Okay.
But I have difference of opinion with him, which I park it separately.
What are
now.
Yeah.
See, the
what
first,
are the differences? Yeah.
The first difference of opinion is he wants to improve the sleep score. You sleep alone. I do not believe in that. India is undivided into families. Undivided Muslim, Christian. We are secular country. We sleep with our wife and children. There is a scientific study that is conducted by Harvard, and the Times has published that if you rub your skin with your children or your wife or your anyone, and if you don't have anyone to hug you, have a massage. Your body helps. Your immunity helps. Your stress comes down. There I disagree with him.
Okay.
But where I agree with him is he is a vegetarian. He has demonstrated the plant protein can work. And where I agree with him, all the decisions you make on data.
But do you think what he's doing is good?
He is good. He is self-experimenting himself.
Isn't it too extreme?
No, that is for him. But we are getting benefited out of science,
Can you reverse somebody's age?
Yeah, absolutely. See, first of all, people don't understand biological age here. I will give you a nasty example. Please forgive me if this example hurts you. Say, I'm sitting in a podcast. You have 20 employees. Yesterday, one child is born. You know what is the commonality between our 20 employees and the child? We are all walking every day, one day towards our grave. But we don't know where is the grave. I agree with that. But do you agree that we are always inching forwards to our grave every day by one day? Yeah. Whether you like it or don't like it.
True.
Even if you sleep, you are sick. The God moves you.
Yeah.
But you are thinking the God is moving towards a grave in your chronological age. He doesn't move on chronologically. You move on biological age. Here is the problem. I am 67 years by chronological age, but my biological age is 51. So I walk in 51. There's a guy who is 30 years, is chronologically, but his biological age is 58. So he is walking in 58. So he lost 28 years of his life. So what do you think of him? Who is the solution? Siva, AIWO is the solution.
So tell me, what all are the areas you can treat?
Say fatty liver is a common condition.
Yeah, non-alcoholic fatty liver
is a common condition. I can treat. Others talk. I can give proof. Okay. I can treat your fatty liver and I will use a technique. It will never become cirrhosis. And then I will ensure that I bring you from stage 3, stage 2 to stage 1 and to remove the stage 1 also.
Really?
And for women, I can treat PCOS, PCOD. Okay. I can treat any problems which mainly arises out of insulin resistance.
Diabetes.
And you know the technique is very simple. The science has proved if you take 100 grams of carbohydrate, your sugar will go by 100. You said your family is diabetic. Ask them to cut the carbohydrate. Okay. 100 grams of protein if you eat, your sugar will go by 5 points. 100 grams of fat if you take, your blood will not increase. And the only good fat for you is olive oil. And you should not take seed oil. Seed oil is rich in omega-6. Okay, you can see television, that groundnut oil, sunflower oil, good for your heart, PUFA and everything. All bullshit. Take it with a pinch of salt. The science says for every 3 grams of omega-6 you take, you need to take 1 gram of omega-3. Okay. So if you don't consume too much of ground oil and take olive oil, your requirement of the omega-3 itself comes down. But in any case, you need to take minimum 4 grams of omega-3 from marine sources. Recent research reports from Harvard and everything confirms that. There's a test called omega-3 index. We make, the 2 companies in India test. We test. Out of 5,600 tests I did last year, only 3 people passed. I passed. If any of your viewers wants to make immediate bucks of 10 lakhs, I have an idea.
What?
Please ask them to find out one guy who can pass my AIWO 186 test. If they pass, the guy who passes gets 10 lakhs. Okay. And the guy who identified him gets 10 lakhs.
Good opportunity for people to make.
You don't need to buy anything from AIWO. You just show me 1% anywhere in India, only in India. Don't show me in Switzerland or America. Show me, sir, he will pass.
So you think nobody's fit?
Hey, listen, I am so convinced. And if any doctors pass, the price amount is doubled, 20 lakhs.
If a doctor passes your AIWO test.
I pay 20 lakhs. Okay.
We can. That's a good challenge. Let me think about doctors. Maybe.
See,
to find
any
out.
doctor he passes, not only I pay him 20, I salute him. And we make him as the national hero in India. We set him as an example. 97% of Indian population will not pass omega-3 index. 57% of the Indian population will not pass vitamin D and magnesium test. And vitamin D is a cofactor for 200 functions. And magnesium is a co-function for 500 functions. There's a test called RBC magnesium. In red blood cell, how much magnesium is there? If you don't pass that test, you will not get good sleep. And most of the people, the brain fog, cognizant, they need to take a supplement called magnesium threonate. Because that is the only threonate, magnesium, form of magnesium, which bypasses blood-brain barrier, BBB, and goes to your brain. Okay?
I didn't know that.
So these are all the issues.
In India.
And we
need to
my
fix them.
goal is to help people with diabetes, people with fatty liver, people with blood pressure.
Well, that's a good point to end the podcast. Thank you so much for coming here, sir. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
There were so many things we covered. It was amazing. Thank you so much for watching this episode till the end. Please, in the comments, give me feedback, because your feedback will help us grow into a better person. And that's how we'll be able to build this podcast in a better way. So let us know, what did you like? What you didn't like? What are the kind of guests that you want to see? And we will work towards that. Until next episode, keep figuring out, and don't forget to share this with at least one person and subscribe this channel. Thank you.